Hello guys, 1, 2, 3. Hope all you guys are hearing me well because I'm still testing out a few things. So just let me know in the comment section if you're hearing me well so we can continue with the show. All right, yes, but I'm seeing right here that it's running, the meter is running. We have changed back the mic because we wanted people to engage in the conversation. So if you're hearing me well, all right guys, welcome to Imaxit football. I'm your host JD. If you're new, please do smash that like button, share, and definitely subscribe. And if you're new personnel, we can't ask you anything more than just communicate so we know what you're thinking, so we can try to answer you in the most appropriate manner so you could become a part of the team. All right, yes. And for the personnel that have already subscribed, keep on sharing that contents far and wide. We really and truly appreciate it. So we are a little bit off 4,000, so hopefully you guys just keep on subscribing to get us up to that 4,000 mark. All right, we heard people saying that they're hearing us well. All right, so we have the title here. We have Ivan Toney that we wanted to discuss. We have always talked about him just to make sure we can get the necessary information out there. And we have locals versus overseas. We need to talk about that because that's something that we had brought to the light for maybe 2 years now, and people don't play it from time to time, but it keeps on rearing its head. All right, so we have to talk about it and not just talk about it, but try to find ways how to fix this thing. Like, we want to come up together as a team right here on YouTube and find a way how to fix it overall. So going forward, we can strengthen our chances to actually qualify, because obviously it doesn't matter which metric you believe in. It always come back to the best players give you the best possible chance to qualify. Why am I even talking about this? A load of things took place that I wanted to bring to you guys for a long time, but now I saw that the parents bringing it to light, so we wanted to bring it out there. And not just the parents brought that to light, they brought even the older ways as well that caused the problem. So when I was actually here telling you that from 1998 we had this issue, people come out and said no, nothing like that. Well, it's very clear because people coming out and talking about it, and also we're having it in 2022, 2021, 2023. All right, so I just want to know how we can fix this thing, because obviously getting angry on people will not solve anything. So we have to go do it in a fashion that people understand. So when you try to educate them on it and they don't want to choose it after, then maybe that's a big problem. You understand me? So let me go through the through the video, talk about Ivan Toney, and then we get back to that and explain the situations to you, and then you can give me your thoughts. But if you're watching it at any point and feel like you want to leave a comment below, please do so. If you want to call in on the phone line is actually ready and running today because we're back to our older system. So it should not be a problem. All right, so just get engaged at any point. Hit the like button at any point, and we have to shorten the calls. All right, because we want to get as much people in this one. So if you have something to say, just gather it before you come on and just give your take so we can get more personnels on it. All right, because we want to hear from as much people as possible. The next video we will get the discard working back, so don't worry yourself. We are working on everything. Remember, I have to do everything myself, and it's not easy. All right, the systems that I've used, it's not easy. All right, yes. So anyways, big up yourself, Hush Puppy. Thanks for being here. Kai, big up yourself. Marcella, big up yourself. Corice, big up yourself. Triple E, big up yourself. Dr. Gigi, big up yourself. I want to hear from you on this matter as well. Sean Bowen, massive respect. Thanks very much for being here. Yes, this is one off version of the content crap, but we have so much news for Jamaica today, it's going to be hard for me to just do one video. So what you need to do is just put this video up to all 150, show the appreciation, and we have to drop 2 videos today. All right, yes. Kai said, JD, we need a video on the possible youngsters and the people who are actually available to play for Jamaica. We are coming with that as well, Kai. Don't worry yourself. All right, yes. And people, you need to become members of the channel to make sure we can keep the channel stable. All right, you guys are the backbone of the channel, so it's easy to become members. I let you guys donate via super chat. It can become a member just the same. All right, because I have some features will be activating soon. That it's going to members are going to get priority. All right. Yes, we're not going to cancel out anyone, but people will get prioritized. All right. Yes. Kai said domestic is the new team. ND. We done with locals. All right. Yes, but we have to have the conversation. Island Car, big up yourself. Jason Guna, big up yourself. R Cook, big up yourself. All right. Let we get back to the conversation then. All right. So I had gotten some reports from before that the Youth 17 team had some serious issues. Clearly, I had covered some information which we just touching on the top just to give you it. The youth 17 had some serious issues, guys. Some serious issues, and clearly by the way they played, you knew that they were way back and qualifying. And I said I came out and said I don't think they could have qualified. No, it doesn't matter what they do on the field, they couldn't qualify, because when we look at the teams that qualified, they had a different level to them in all of the 5 bases of football. I don't necessarily think that Jamaica had none of the 5 bases in football, none, going into this tournament, and that is important how to qualify. We did separate videos on the actual 5 bases as well, so you can go there and check those, and that's why we said none. And if you go and look at the teams that actually qualified, you see what they do possesses at that time. All right, so you cannot join the conversation. All right, so I heard a person send a clip to me. I made sure to go back and watch the entire video just to make sure I'm not getting anything missed. All right, so I made sure to go back and watch it, and I do beg you guys to go and watch that video. It's on the I Am Sure platform, so go and watch it. Mr. Simmons, he spoke yesterday, but not just him. I wanted to go back to, because we had talked on more than one instances, but just because I want the document proof to show you guys that we have always had this problem, and I'm going to show you where it's coming from and where we think it could be fixed. All right, so all of these guys, we listen to the locals on the early part of that channel when you're looking at some of the older guys that the host was actually viewing. Go there and listen to them how they talked, and if they don't sound like the guy from Harborview that seems to have a problem flat out with overseas people and believe that they should always get the priority first. All right. Yes, that is the situation. Because remember, we're all on YouTube, so we want to make sure it's 100% and everyone can get their flowers, because the host is doing a good job. So we just talk about the personnels inside the videos, not the host. All right, so that's why we don't call the host name, because we don't want to give the host a bad name, which that's not necessary. We are trying to fix a problem. All right, so what happened there now when we heard from a lot of the coaches? They have always had problems, like from people born overseas. They should not be playing for the team, or they should not be prioritized because we have better footballers in Jamaica. And at the same time, with the JFF saying that we are not educated enough to have the footballers to actually do the job. So we are getting conflicted reports. But everyone that born in the country and live in the country and had some footballing background, they have came with the same thing. And that's a good platform to look and listen to them speak. That's not that personals in the chat, but the persons on the screen. The people on the main person on the screen, like the person that the interviewer is interviewing. You have always learned from that. But when we are listening yesterday now, and also what we have known about from 1998 coming straight up to 2023. We have realized that both sides really have a problem, because I've heard from persons that played that came from overseas, and they still have a problem with how they were treated, just throw away, discarded. And when you look at the actual team in that same period, you realize no one on the field was even closely better than them. I know what the problem is, but I'm just trying to show you that it always comes back to when a local person is in charge, and how the local persons think about the situation. So how we can go about to fix it, because it is a problem. So Mr. Simmons, good guy. He was a good interview. You can go there and listen to it yourself. Good interview. But he made some statements that actually helped our information that we got already and the previous coach for the youth 17s. All right. And also he made a statement on himself as well, saying that back then when he was actually doing well, people literally told him that he's in America and he's already okay in life. So what is the actual ambition? So what are you trying to tell me? That it's a long time Jamaica could be qualifying for things. But the problem what stop us is because we want to qualify with who we want to qualify with. Didn't I tell you that? Didn't I tell you that? So if a person doing so good, why is it has to come down to he's in a different country and he's earning certain things, or he perceived to be earning more because he's in a different country. So the guy had to make a smart decision to go to college because he's not sure. And the only time he got a call up in between that pattern, go and check the pattern, the coaches between that, is it's when Rene Simons came on board. So when a person came on board to do their jobs, I'm talking more than one coaches. So when a coach from outside come on board to do their jobs, that's when they have picked people. Rene Simons, Schaefer's, John Barnes, all of them said the same thing. John Barnes said he's not going to pick no player for no man, and that's why he left the damn job, if people don't know the truth. Schaefer said he can't work with the locals. You have to upgrade them. And Mr. Simons said he had to go for professionals. So clearly he's going to try and use the locals because clearly they don't have the resources. But what he has to do on top of that, he has to go for professionals because him alone can't teach them past that level. So he has to go for professionals to add on that level. To upgrade it. So it was always needed. But every single time when the big reset comes and you have to put a local person in it, you realize that it drops down to zero and you have to go back to all local preference people. Why is that a thing when we should know how, if we are qualified footballers and coaches, the first thing we know is to evaluate talent. And clearly if you're going to pick on a scale, all the overseas players will be at a higher level than the local players them. Naturally, because talent is not what we perceived talent to be. It has more than that, and we don't have the resources to do it from 1998 up until 2023. All right. So so even when you perceive the player to have all the greatest skills in the world, you might can get one of them out to go to a better pastor, but at the end of the day, you can't get 50 of them under 1 4-year cycle to upgrade because they're going to be too old to learn fast. Because when you're younger, you learn faster. All right, so they're going to be too old to learn fast, to come as a unit, to improve, to actually tackle something from the local side. So clearly, it's showing you that it doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to get a full local team. So why is it we still try to push this agenda in 2022? Why? Because clearly it is an agenda. Let me explain to you why I know it's an agenda. We have clearly I never even wanted to say this, but this guy, the manager for the youth 17 group just a while ago, he clearly has a favoritism, right? And I have no problem with him having his favoritism. All right, yes, I have no problem if you have a favoritism, a favorite. All right. But remember, your task at hand is to get something qualified for a nation. So you have a pool, all right? And I've had statements here from directly him prioritizing locals over overseas based players, and clearly one is more developed than another. And when I'm watching the game, doing studies, clearly some of the better players on that field was actually overseas players. It doesn't matter what people will spin, because clearly I've started this conversation to show you that it's not everybody actually know how to evaluate talents. All right, yes, so that is very much straight. He prioritized that in the information I've gotten a while now. I just never said anything on it because I'm saying we don't want to cause any more problem. But it has to come to a point where we have to talk. We have to have that conversation. The elephant in the room. We have to do it at one point. And now is the time to do it, because I heard from the parents. The parents starts to speak out. So I just believe that this is the best time for me to come out and have a conversation on it, because the parents start to speak out. So the guy literally said that his son came on and his son never knew where he's playing. The players on the field never knew where he's playing. And then, in the end, they wanted to blame the player for the goal. When you go back and watch the actual goal itself, you are going to be shocked who to be blamed for that same goal. And it's very clear and on the eye who to be blamed for a goal, even if you're not a football coach. You understand me? So that's where it really pushed me over the edge to say, let this stop. Let this stop now. We have to come out and address this and see how best we can get towards it. So I would love for people from local calling, because it is a problem. We can't hide it anymore. It is a problem. So let we try our best to see how we can tackle it respectfully. All right? Let me see how we can tackle it respectfully on the call-in. We're going to go through the rest of the topics and then come back to this, because this is one of the conversation that we want to tackle. Because if we're saying that our whole purpose on YouTube is to make sure we get everything out there and we get the best available squad for Jamaica, we have to have this conversation. All right? Yes, we have to have this conversation. Let me move over to the next topic that we want to get out of the way, and it is a overseas based player. So we want to still have the conversation just the same, because if we can fix it, most of these people would be feeling more comfortable. And remember, the other day we did a video on Mr. Algrimson, and Mr. Algrimson said once they can assure them that certain things will be put in place, then they will be willing to come here. So it simply means a lot of people know what's going on in Jamaica, and what's holding back us to make any World Cups in the now and in the future is because of ourselves. All right? Yes, it's because of ourselves. All right? Yes. So all I'm saying is, guys, and we can deal with things respectfully. You get me? And I would love for the coach to come out and really, not the coach. I would love for Mr. Spade, because he's on this picture for a reason, because he's one of the persons that can vote to change certain things. So can assess people, fire and hire people. All right, that is their job, because he's on the board of the committee that makes the final votes. All right, yes, to push certain things. So I would hope Mr. Speed get all of these informations and in his hands. So people click those videos, send it to Mr. Speed, and they get all the necessary information. Send it to Mr. Speed. So when they're doing their assessment on the national team, people like these never get a job back again in the national team, because what I'm seeing is clear xenophobia, which you cannot, even the biggest spin doctors on YouTube spaces cannot. In the comment section, you have some spin doctors that twist everything. They cannot say anything otherwise. It is extremely bad and unprofessional, and what we have to lead with professionalism in order to go forward. All right, because it's extremely unprofessional. So please, I'm begging you guys, forward it to Mr. Speed, and I'm going to try and get to Mr. Speed to have a conversation with him. Would love for it to be public so we can see how we can get to these things. All right, I don't know if he will take our calls or try to get the conversation, but these are the things to get our programs forward because talent's there overall, because we're going to talk about the next talent here. Obviously he has a gambling problem then, or a betting problem, so that is beside the point. And a lot of our players them get into problems worldwide. I don't know. Is it just a problem from our lineage, or what? Let me know. Let me know. All right. So let me hear what people have to say right here. So Jason Guna, big up yourself. Michael Thomas, big up yourself. Dr. GG JD, do you think Algrim still watches your shows? I have one of the biggest shows on YouTube, so I guess if he's even searching for other shows, he's gonna buck up on this. But I don't know him, and I never proclaimed to talk to him or nothing. I just give my footballing educational side. That's it. Blessed Michael Thomas, thanks for being here. Paper plate, long time don't see. Hope all is well with you and the family. Maze Lynn, big up yourself. Tuffy Rudy, Omar Fowling, Big Dylan said only local only. Me tired of them. All right. But Big Dylan, we don't want this video come off as no bashing. You know, we want local people to call in and tell me what they would be comfortable with. You understand me? Because I was born locally, but I don't see the same narrative as how Carvel, Stewart, and those mans keep putting in the again. And not just Carvel. You heard all of them, all of the person in positions. They always talk like overseas guys. Them and overseas people don't worth it. And everything that they've earned in their lives, it's overseas they went to get it. Because if they were staying in Jamaica, they wouldn't have been that way. You know? Yes. Karis said the best 11 should be on the field. My take. Then we have Pagan. Big up yourself. Thanks for being here, Big Boss. Up and running. We can't trust domestic coaches and administrators with our football. It's all about ego and feelings. All right. Yes. Bessa said, I agree with that, JD. Yeah, man, we are trying to have a better approach so we can get some solution, not just fight again, not just we getting upset, because if we get upset on one side and them get upset on one side, it's going to continuously be a fight. All right. Big Dylan said, you see the JFF and Speed them be a friend thing. Well, we're going to have a conversation, Mr. Speed. No, like how we hear parents talking out. So it's not like it's we making up story, people talking out and feeling comfortable to talk out. So we need to sort it out. You know, we need to sort it out. CPT was thinking that the other day, JD, if Jamaica to get better, we can't use local coaches, or at least we are going to use local coaches that has been conformed, not to just conform sake, but conform to being educated worldwide and know to deal with people. We have to have those things. You get me? You can't have them separate and apart. So we can have local coaches, because education is not just leaving to overseas people only. No, local coaches have the ability to be educated, but they have to be educated fully through the program. And the reason why, when you do these big programs, it helps your psyche as well. It helps your socializing skills as well. And that's why I know most of these guys never did no eye badges, because they don't know how to socialize with people. And that is one of the things that you actually have there. You have to pass that as well, because you have to communicate as a coach. So you have to have some communication skills. So if you see people lack communication skills and telling you that they have certain things, I think they don't have it. That is an indication to show you that they don't have it, because you can't pass without it, because you're dealing with people. You don't have it in the head and can't out late. Triple E said, facts, JD. Wayne Harris said, even a blind person could see that the Youth 17 coach doesn't know what he's doing. All right. Jason, big up yourself. Massive respect. Thanks for being here. Chris Smith, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. This will only be a 2-hour show, guys. All right. And then the next stream, because we have a next stream that is much more positive base. We want to, we're improving the channel, because we get back the channel to fix it the way we want it. So we're improving it, but we had to have this conversation. We cannot avoid it. You get me? Because you can't build, you can't lay down on a dirty house. We have to clean it at a certain point. You understand me? And this is something that I've started for like 2 years now talking about. You get me? And stood up on it. Up and running said, when it comes to Jamaica football, they always pick lowest quality and qualified people. It's lowest quality players and qualified people. Okay, all right. Island Carter JD. To be honest, the only person should get the blame is Mr. Speed and the JFF because they are the one that I am the local coach true because of them friend. Okay. All right, I'm gonna hold a professional side on that until I can get him to explain it. All right, yes. Triple E said, I'll not stop saying this. We don't need any local coaches to be head coaches of any national team until we are fully trained and have the qualified experience to do the job. All right. Umzo, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Massive, massive respect. All right. All right. So let me see now. Skillish said no quota system. As long as you have a Jamaican passport, you're Jamaican, and the best 11 always take the field. Well, Skillish, sorry to say to you, but that's not the case in Jamaica right now. None at all. All right, none at all. You get me? Yes, that's not the case. You clearly saw people still standing up firm. People, even the people that you support Skillish, they are some of them. They are just fully for locals. That's it. I'm telling you, even people that you saw in the news every day, if you listen to them talk, they are talking about locals only. You get me? And that's only what they want. They don't believe in it because they came here and tell me that, oh, I choose some of them, they're foreign, why them get even opportunity. So they're all for the locals as well. So it's, Skillish, I'm telling you, it's just sad. It's just sad. And I think that's going to cost us the next World Cup. But we will further that as well. Ombudsman Media, what's going on with Ivan Toney? We're gonna talk about it. Don't worry yourself, man. All right, we have 2 hours, so we want to make sure we're laying the foundation for both. All right, they always want domestic coaches around qualified coaches, qualified overseas coaches, but they never learn much because they are focused on telling coaches who to pick. All right. Yes, we not gonna fight, but I just want to let it be known that Jamaicans want to win. In order to win, we have to use all the resources available wherever they are in the world. 100%. Chris Smith said, JD, how long now we here telling everybody the same thing? Even bloggers are like that they don't want English youth them. Padrino says, big up. All right, thanks for being here. Yeah, man. So, anyways, we have touched that now. We heard from everyone what they have to say. Let me go to the Ivan Toney so we can get to the phone calls. All right. Yes. So, Ivan Toney, you know England, and this is where standard comes. I don't sure if I can play the Sky Sports clip, but they're saying that he's not going to play for England now. You know. They wanted to say it a long time, you know. They wanted to say it a long time because I had said it. I had said it, you know, because remember when the time come for picked, you know, you have Simon Jordan and those man are saying that maybe they would pick him over Hurricane or they would pick him over anybody else aside from Hurricane or they should be picking him over Rashford. They said they would pick him over Rashford 1000%. So I don't know what happened to this brother, but it looks like they don't have the people in around the English football just don't respect him or don't want him in the team. Either the coach just don't want him in the team or something, you know. But anyways, the news broke at that time that he had some betting problems, and now he came out and accept that he break some betting rules, but not for the entire 200 cases, for around 100 of them, 100 plus of them. All right, so at this point, it's not looking good for him for England, none at all. All right, because they have literally said it. Go on Sky Sports. Let me tell you the video on Sky Sports that you can go on, and it's the only video for him. Go there on Sky Sports and listen. They are saying that his chances for England is pretty much next to none now after those things. Cause you know how they act. They act professionals and stick to certain things. But we all know what the situation is. So we're not going to even act like we don't know. Yeah, we know what the situation is. Anyway, so let me go through it. They said Brentford striker Ivan Toney has accepted breaking a Football Association betting rules ahead of his appearance before a disciplinary panel. All right. It means the 26-year-old is potentially facing a lengthy ban. We don't know if that ban will fall across every level of football. Toney was charged with 232 breaches in November and a further 30 in December. It is understood he has admitted many of the offenses, but is contesting others. FIFA ruled E8 ban players from betting on games or sharing information for betting purposes. All right, Brentford news and fan views in one place. The alleged breaches took places between 25th of February 2017 and 23rd of January 2021. So you can look at all of those situations to know what time, what you know where he was at that time. Yes. During which time Toney represented Scunthorpe United, Wigan Athletic, Peterborough United, and Brentford. All right. The forward has scored 14 goals in 21 Premier League games this season, helping Brentford to 9th in the table and leaving them in contention for European contention. And on that same team, we have maybe Jamaica's best footballer. We have now Ethan Pinnock. All right. Yes, maybe Jamaica's best player we have on that field as well with him. However, any ban for Toney could dent their chances of qualifying for Europe. All right, because it's going to be lengthy. It would also affect the forwards' chances of an England call-up with European Championship qualification games against Ukraine and England and Italy coming up in March. So they had said it in this as well. So you see where we were coming from. Toney made Gareth Southgate's squad last autumn through though he was not in the 26-man party which travelled to the World Cup in Qatar. England defender Kieran Trippier was banned for 10 weeks by the FA in December 2020 and giving out information for others to bet on his transfer from Tottenham to Atletico Madrid. All right. In 2017, Joey Barton, then a Burnley player, was banned for 18 months, reduced to 13 on appeal after admitting placing 1,260 football-related bets over 10 years. All right. So look at this, guys. Joey Barton got banned for 13 months. After 18 months ban, but reduced to 13 months. He had 1,260. All right, so we're going to watch that in over 10 years. All right, Kieran Trippier made the England team. He was banned for 10 weeks. All right, yes. Obviously, maybe it's not as when I read it, it's not the same as Joey Barton, but it was directly towards the Tottenham to the Atletico Madrid. All right. So at this point, it's looking extremely bleaky for Toney to make the England team. And I don't know if he's going to be banned from all football games in that same period, because if he would not be banned, I think that Jamaica should use that opportunity to try and go back in for him. You get me? Yes, they should use that opportunity to try and go back in for him, like try to convince him in that time, Yes, because clearly all articles saying that his chance is pretty much done for England, and some saying it's going to look bleak for England because this is the start where you start to make your team. You get me? Like start preparation for the next championship. All right? Yes, so that's how it goes. So what say you? You thinking that they're doing a hard one, or you think it's fair and justified? We don't get the time of the ban, but based on what I saw Joey Barton did here and what Kieran Trippier did, the 10 weeks, and that was an immediate situation, I think he should get between that. So maybe maximum 6 months he should be getting, not 1 year or nothing, because Joey Barton, if you know Joey Barton, he's one of the worst behaving human being on planet Earth that plays football. Alright? Yes, so the fact that they gave him 13 months, it shows you. So 6 months I would be looking for max, but his reputation will be damaged when it comes on to England. So that's why I said Jamaica should still go in and try and pick him up. What say you guys? Let me know in the comment section. Alright, let me go through the chat here. Chris Smith said we should, JD, we should stop like it's strange to us. They did the same thing with the Panama game. Blame the English players for the loss to Panama. Yard Fusion, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. J Dice, I don't know what he's talking about. Rudolph Speed is in the chat, so I'm glad that Mr. Rudolph Speed came in. So I can try and contact him, and then we can do a separate show to see how we can mend these things, because clearly people speaking out, people that played for the national team, and people, kids for the national team. So this is something that Mr. Rudolph Speed would love. I would love. I think he deserved to speak on it, and we should wait. So I will talk to him and see if we can set up a date so we can actually get him on the program. So hopefully you're okay with that, Mr. Rudolph Speed, because remember, it's aligned with your work and stuff. So the fans would want to know, all right, especially the people coming from overseas, and we are dealing with it respectful, as you can see. Kevin Jones, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Umza said, boy, you making millions for playing a sport. Yes, it was a terrible mistake made from him. JD, Canada, yeah, but hold on, the big boss, hold on. I want to hear from people on this topic first. Then we go back to taking the calls. Right after that, we're going to take the calls, because we're only going to run this for 2 hours, because we have a next important one to come up, or a next important one to come up in it. All right? Yes, a next important stream we have right after this. But remember, guys, get this one to 150 to show that you're showing appreciation to the channel. Keep on subscribing, because that is a part of helping what we're doing here. All right? Triple E said, I hope they picked him up. Just hope people get out. All right. So people saying that we should still go back in for him. All right. Wayne Harris said Jamaica should get him now. No, you can just go in and try and figure it out, because this is the perfect opportunity when England and those places, just like Macy Greenwood, situation, he clearly heard that they said they want to play for England. Even if they played for England before, it's still not a bad thing, because tell you what people have affinity towards. So if a lot of us, we're in the conversation of the local versus overseas, you're going to say that is what you have affinity towards. I can understand, and I would try to educate you. So why would we jump to say that, they had picked England, and when England rejected them, that's when they want to come here? We can't say that, because if you're going to use affinity towards one thing, we should use affinity towards everything. All right, and that is the best way to keep a balanced approach and an objective standpoint. All right, so if these guys clearly is not going to get picked for England, clearly, you understand me? I'm going to keep it close. I'm going to keep it close. To see where the ban applies. If it applies towards international football, or it applies towards club football. I think it's going to go towards club football, but we want to make sure, so we can pass the information towards Mr. Speed, and he can get it to Mr. Algrimson, so he could go on the list of person that we could reach out to. All right? Yes. So we have to keep these things close to us. All right? What we're going to do, guys, we're going to open the call in to take the calls them. Let me drop the number so people can call in. Well, we will get Mr. Rudolph Speed on one of the programs to explain and see what we can do going forward, because this is something that we don't want overseas people, that we have always said the diaspora helps the football. We don't want to shut out that side. We want to make sure people can support the thing, because we are here talking on it every day, and we want the best for it. You see, yesterday I was talking about local players, and I'm overseas. And I'm talking about Anderson. You remember the day when the coach did the thing? I said the man that impressed me the most was Anderson, and I wanted the coach to talk about Anderson. And Anderson went on to score how much goals after that? showcase that I'm learning. All right, I was not about the hype or nothing. I was about what I'm seeing, and he was the only person that came out and said, this is a level of football that he never really reached before, and he would love the next opportunity to come here. So he's a player that's willing to learn. All right, and look at what the guy doing. He looks fitter than everybody that I saw him playing against. So if he's saying Algrimson's training is way superior than what he has used to, it tells you. So we love that. We love that what we're seeing, guys. So the phone line is there. So call in, guys. Let me chop it up right now, guys. Get it to 150 early morning show. We have touched 2 subjects. We have touched the next one. Let me explain to you now. Let me go in depth now, like how Mr. Speed and others are there. What we said at first, you have a interview with Mr. Simmons, his daughter, which I talked about maybe 2 years in a row because she played the under-20s. She was one of the top forward girls. Obviously, Jamaica never qualified at the time, but they have the opportunity to do so next time around. And we are gonna have a video after this explaining those opportunities. We did a video before. We had done a video before, so you can check that as well. All right. So Simmons and then his next son played for the youth 17s this time around. But the reports coming out from parents over and over, it's very much not looking good. And not just report that from the parents, literal written statements from this coach himself, making some statements like it's borderline. It's not borderline. It is xenophobic. So all we are asking, what is the standard? Are we going to apply right standard? Because what these kids' parents could do, if they take it so serious and find it disrespectful, because they're in a world that these things are really stamped out once they do see it. All right, so they could take it to FIFA and those things and showcase that these are problems and forcefully take that guy off the line of coaching and fight and make he can't coach again. You understand me? So we are trying to make sure it reach the best way and it gets dealt with, and we can feel comfortable to know that if the next local coach gets in the job, it's okay. Nobody will look at him and say, oh, he's going to be xenophobic or prefer anybody, because we saw what happened in 2016. 2015, 2016. Once that changeover happened, all of players that's winning Premier League can't make the Jamaica national team. And a lot of those players are still upset today, and they themselves hinder a lot of people to come and play for the country. So we have to strike the right balance in order to get these players to have good messages. Remember, it's a long time I'm telling you guys these things, that the way we treat people, it goes a far way. Because them themselves can bring the information to the youth them, Alamba Kisi playing for Wolves, make it easier for Jamaica to get them to play for Jamaica, to donate for Jamaica. So in order for we to get help, we have to approach it different. And that goes by our people that's in power now, which is the JFF, Mr. Speed himself, because he's one of the persons that really look at things and make the difference. And as I've said, I've raved highly about the Mr. Speed, because I said I like the turnaround what he's doing right now. So we have to give them respect when they do that. So I hope he can take these things in and get all the physical proof and make a decision on it, and make sure you come public with the decision as well, so you make sure the people outside that wants to help you improve Jamaica's football and improve Jamaica's kids as well, because a lot of these people want to help people's kids, but it's like people trying their best to keep that bridge right there just the same. And we are trying to break that bridge so it becomes one Jamaica. I had made the term one Jamaica, I never knew it could have gone so far, But it's one Jamaica. You understand me? And that's the only thing can take us forward. You get me? Because at this present moment, we only have a few academies doing certain things. We don't have the money. We don't have the platform. We don't have the culture to really get up there with the big top tier teams. Them like, you see Mexico playing triangle press pass, the United States passing the triangle press and doing some ridiculous things at 17 years old. No, for 20 years old can't do that. You know why? Because I saw it for myself. In the U20s, they struggled to do that against the same pressing teams. So it's just because of the lack of education, which Mr. Speed and the others we talk about, that they are doing well to try and improve the licenses of the personnel. So they are trying, but we still have to, we can't just look at trying. We have to go there and make, where we can stamp out certain things, we have to stamp it out. You know why? Because more people on board is more money for us to get more things. To hasten our upgrade as a nation that wants football, because football can do a lot of things. And I'm gonna say it one more time. Football can diminish crime in Jamaica, and I'm not asking you. Football can diminish crime in Jamaica. Football can diminish crime in Jamaica. I've said it 2 years ago, and I saw people went on it as well over and over. But football can diminish crime in Jamaica. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, I was in Jamaica. I know kids that got blighted from not getting picked for something, and that alone caused them to die. A lot of my friends played football with me and died because they had no other options out. I had the perfect opportunity always turned up for me. I was born in Jungle, then moved to Waltham, and then after things start changed at 17 years old. So I had always gotten a different way out. Become a computer tech, then after that become a phone tech. After that, so something always presents itself. So I never had to choose that wrong road down. But all of my other friends them chose it and died. You understand me? And they were footballers. Some of them better footballers than me. You understand me? So it only goes to show you that if they had something, if they had something, if they had something to go towards, it would have been better. So why are we, why one person out there being so bad and making a lot of people upset? Not because we failed, you know, but it reached so far. People called me, send me proof of what this man doing. So it's not looking nice, guys. We have to work out that. All right, we have to work out that. That is not something that we want. If it's in our culture, no problem, but we don't want it here. All right, Doreel Marshall said, JD, and what about Greenwood? Are we getting him? We are not sure if we are getting him. We are not sure if we are getting Greenwood. We're not sure if we are getting.
I didn't understand that.
Okay, let me turn off this. I don't know why this phone going off. I'm not sure if we're getting none of them, but at least they're still out there for picking. All right, yes. So I think I've structured everything right here perfectly. Yes, man. Yes, Mr. Speed, man. I'm gonna send everything, man. I'm gonna send everything, and with the combination of the next thing. Yeah, man. We have to do this because we want this unity. You get me? And the people that complain, and them people are people who always want sell things, and you know. So we want to make sure we get it right. We not hate nobody. We want the coach to do what I do, but we cannot go forward with things like this, you know. Yes, so we want to make sure we deal with it right here. So yes, man, Mr. Speed. See, Mr. Speed said yes. He Sashina that went to Michael. I don't know, you know, Christopher. My father had a lot of kids, you know. Some of them I don't know, you know. It's possible that I have a sister, you know. Yeah, man. Respect Mr. Speed for that, man. We will definitely pass it on to you, and then you deal with it, you know. Yeah, but my father died, Christopher. You have to link up that person to me and let me see if I know them. I will check my other family from my father's side to know if I have a sister. You know, but I'm not gonna tell you say it's not possible. All right, so let me don't go there. Let me don't go in that department. All right, yes, you know. Yes, let me don't go in that department. All right, yes, man. Mr. Speed doing a good job because Mr. Speed said he wants the information. Simple. So that shows you that the man is not playing. All right, so we are gonna just pass it on to Mr. Speed, and then later we will come and talk about some other things as well if we can get to Mr. Speed. But we want the people to call in, guys. Call in this one because I'm not going to go in no other video with this same thing. I have a next video to do, and it's completely different. That's just based on just football by itself. That's why I took one video to say we are going to do it. So call in for this one. Give some solution towards going forward. What I would say now, I would think this is this is my way now. Maybe I could be wrong, but this is the perfect way going forward. Yes, Doriel Marshall Hutchinson more than likely will be there, you know, because he's on their books already. That's one we're sure of. All right. So what I think the solution? Let me. I think for me, the solution to this, my side, I'm just giving my side, because we saw that right after, and we're gonna be straight, right after, Mr. Schaefer's left, the turnaround was big. Let me get the stats here just to show you. Immediate, instant after the turnaround, and that is not a Mr. Speedham. We can't blame Mr. Speedham because they said they hired a coach and the coach decided what they want to do. And coaches can always figure a way out and say, this is the players them that my system could work with. All right, but when it's clear and obvious, like the Youth 17 side, then we have a problem. You understand me? And no, because we have YouTube, so we can speak on it. And no, but the big turnaround, I'm gonna show you right here. Between the first squad, one of the best squads that Jamaica ever put together. All right, and some of the best results, even though there are losing results, but some of the best, the reports that I've gathered in my time for Jamaica, those are the best reports Jamaica ever got about the systems that Jamaica running, which is under Mr. Schaefer's. We saw in England papers, American papers about the system that they're doing and how professional they looked. That was the best period of Jamaica's time with Mr. Schaefer's. All right, obviously maybe results never go the way, but that's not how football work. Football go a little bit longer than just results. It's a little bit longer than just results because you have to start from a platform and then improve over time. All right, so I'm just gonna show you when they played some of the better teams in the world and never looked like they were out of place. To be honest, let me go and show you right here where it is then. Bum, 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 bum. Right, so we went to the Copa. Uruguay 1-0 we lost, Paraguay we lost 1-0, and Argentina we lost 1-0 in this one. Yeah, so let me make sure that he was the coach right here. Let me take, because I think he left in July. Let me make sure. Bam, 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 bam. All right, so good. No, all right, yeah, he should be the coach here. All right, so yes, this is when he came in, and this is when the Raven reports came in. All right, yes, so this is he was one of them that he was the one that got the best report and a system. He was the one that came up and said that in order for we to reach places, you have to have a system in Jamaica with the locals, like a system that you keep on checking the players them, so you don't let a talent really go to waste. All right, because obviously he was already envisioning that you are going to have people going overseas at a higher rate, and he knew about the overseas persons that could have played for Jamaica. But he said you still need that additional person to come in, you know, to give people hope, to improve the setup. All right, he never got the chance to, and he spoke even before Al Grimsey came in and said that is the way to go. So when Al Grimsey come in here and doing it, he showcased that it's a long time that the plan was actually around and someone needed to put it in action. So again, we have to give JFF the credit for that, that they enforced to happen. So we are not going to be here bashing them alone. We have to make sure we put realistic things, like realistic respect on what they have done. All right, so the same party that's under we will give them that credit that they put that in they installed that, because Mr. Algrimsey came in and he had trainings before. He's trying to give people information, and I've heard, I don't have any proof that they put on coaching sessions and some of the coaches don't turn up. So please, I'm begging the coaches, leave your pride aside. If this is true, leave the pride aside and just go to the sessions. It is needed, all right, because education is first. Stop making people tell you that, oh, you can do a job and a links run things. It's education run things. So go and get the education, even if you don't have the certification. At the same time, you just go there and get the education. It's important. So if they are putting, if that is true, which is coming from leader directly, which I think is true because he said it live. So it's not something that he told me behind. He said it live. So it more likely be true. Please turn up for the next event and let me try and get every. So if you guys want so much locals in the team, please give the locals their best opportunity to get up to scratch to the level of the other players them. All right? Yes. So make them make it based off merit, not just forcing. You understand me? And the way we can approach that is to make sure we educate ourselves as best as possible. All right. I never wanted to touch this topic here. I wanted to reserve it. But listen, I'm going to touch it in this one, and then we're gonna talk on it for the next one. Mr. Algrimson the other day talked about the pitches. And you remember what I've said? I wrote it down and said this is the 27. You're going to learn what when a coach came in and that type of coach comes in and what happened in Jamaica. Just give me, I'm going to give you guys a little time and you're going to see it turn up. Well, it's the biggest news. It's the biggest news in Jamaica now. The JFF, no, not JFF, the JPL standing up and saying that they don't want to play on no other pitches. They want proper pitches to maximize the youth's potential. So remember when I said it the last time and TikTok jumped at me and said, oh, JD, foolishness, excuse the coach and look. Well, now the guy that's running the JPL came out and said that they want. So this is what I want to talk with Mr. Speed as well on. They want to improve it. So what say you guys? Should they stop football until they get good enough pitches to play on? Or you think that they have to just work on it and set a timeline? You get me? Because he's trying to push it. All right? So should they stop the JPL completely and get like 4 pitches that have the standard that make, like for instance, because remember I gave you away, get the man them that build grounds, bring them in, settle them here. I can't believe what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the same thing that I told you last week. Bring 2 man in that's qualified, pay them. Look at that and let them give you the design plan and you guys pass it to other people, clearly, because you're not going to believe in them only. And pass it and then go at work and get 4 solid pitches. And then you can continue playing the football, but at least you have something started in the pipeline. I heard the same exact word that I was actually saying here. And TikTok said I was a madman. But that's why I asked the question, should we stop football completely? Or we should wait. Omza said you can't stop football, JD. Okay, we can't stop the football. All right. So how are we going to get to that stage that we ensure that is being done? Because a coach at the ISL came in, said the same thing, and clearly that is a part of the way to develop the youth them with better pitches. So how can we go towards it to get it done? So we'd love to hear that from Mr. Rudolph Speed. But I think we're going to work on that as well. But I would want to hear from people what we should do now to make sure it can get done. Because it's a big thing now, because the coach talked about it. So when the coach talked about it, it goes to show that it would have gotten into the mediums faster. And that's what I've said. And it actually did. So what say you guys? I only heard from one person. One said, stop football until we are better prepared. I am fed up. Okay, so people want to stop it. Timeline JD wouldn't make sense to stop football. Okay, so some saying we should stop it because they are fed up of the promises and it's not been fulfilled. All right. And some said, no, don't stop it. All right. All right. Elite youth competition coming up with amateur coaches and the pitches. Okay. All right. You know what? I want Mr. Rudolph Spade. This system is set up different, but we could still call you on the phone and see if we could get you to talk about some things. Or we might have a okay, Rudolph Speed, so we will not stop football. All right, so Rudolph Speed, what you can do is get an outline plan, because obviously that is in the news. So that is one of the things that we would want to talk to you about as well, on a separate video. I don't know if you have time, and we should make a space for you. You just let me know. Contact us, and we will try and make a stream for you. All right, one of these days or whenever you have time. Pick 2 pitches at least. at a time. Stop all level of play on those pitches and improve those over 2 to 4 months time period. Then just rinse and repeat. Okay, okay. So Marcella said, pick 2 pitches, work towards improving those 2 pitches. Let them continue to play. When those are finished, then we start kind of use those 2 pitches to work with. And then now we move on to 2 more at the same time until we can have enough to use those only until we can get everything at the standard, and then we have a portfolio to get to everybody around. This is the standards that's required, because really and truly we cannot have the kids them out there not doing the right thing, and it don't just affect them in the JPL or in Jamaica, it affect them going abroad, because most of them when they go abroad, i.e. Maggie and those guys, you get me? Maggie and those guys said that when they go overseas, they have to be learning football different. And we have Maggie as one of the greatest controller, the greatest toucher of the ball. But he said he has to be learning football. So we want to make sure we maximize every single thing. Mr. Rudolph Spade said, we have 5 pitches in Jamaica with decent standards. Decent, all right. All right, then, big boss. Then we're gonna get Mr. Speed on the program, but we want to make sure everything is good. Martin Baker, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. People, the phone line is open, you know. Don't call 1.5 hour in the stream, because it's only going to last for 2 hours, and then we start the next stream, which is much more positive and a pathway towards success. Wealth Information Info says that's the reason his name is TikTok. He always talking nonsense. Continue with the football, but restructure JPL by turning teams into franchise, so each team can get private investment, etc. Okay, nice. All right, that is good. All right. First responder said, JD, the real problem is political. PNP don't want to make that improvement in a JLP area and vice versa. Okay, wow. All right, I don't know much about that, so I'm not going to jump into that. Jero said, we have Jeff calling in, so let me take Jeff call. Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Jeff. How are you doing? We are here. Turn up your mic a little bit more, big boss, please. It's okay. You were sitting. You were laying down. You were laying down, so that's why you were a bit low. All right, we are hearing you well. Let me know if people hearing him in the chat and you're not getting any echo, because you're working on some parts of the system. Yes, go ahead, my brother.
Okay. Yeah, man. May I listen to on this the pitch I won't really call it for.
Okay, nice.
Because I understand how we have how much team in the JPL. How much team in the JPL again? Ask me exactly.
14, I think. At this point, 14.
So how Mr. Speed say we have 5 pitch? That doesn't make no sense. 5 decent.
No, to be honest, where we are coming from, Carla, where we are coming from, remember they just had 2 years ago that they never had any money none at all, and they had
No, I'm not understanding about. But one of the most important things about playing football is to have somewhere to play it at. We're not in the 90s anymore. You understand me? All I have to do is just water grass.
No. That's where you get the problem now. No, this water the grass problem. No, you have to have construction set up for pitches. Pitches is not easy, brother. And I'm not picking up for JFF. Yes.
No, JD, I understand what you're saying. But why I say just water the grass, because these are clubs. Them have the training ground and them have a field where they play for, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that's how most of these clubs work in Jamaica even now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not gonna train on the pitch and then play on the pitch. You see me? I say not give the pitch no time for rest.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then my thing again is we have the players training on dirt, and then we're gonna put them to play on good grass. Yo, they almost are gonna get the same result. And them still are gonna take the same 3-4 touch, because them are fair guess how to control the ball or where the box are gonna go. All if the box now come.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying?
Okay.
So I mean, and until we are talking about the football field where them are play the game on. Yeah, that is one thing. But if the training facilities that doesn't match the grass where them are play upon, it's almost gonna be null and void.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm listening.
And me I go be honest. You know, it's we can blame the JFF all we want. Me not gonna blame the JFF because again, these are clubs with owners. And if they know football, you understand what I'm saying? Even if we don't have the money, JB. Like if you don't have the money or you don't know how to operate a club, I just don't see fit they even have a club or own a club. Am I wrong for that assessment?
Um,
Because because the skills
but
develop.
Jeff, hold on. What would we rather? No player get out at any, even the terrible controlling, the terrible knowledge, whatever. Because remember, we are saying it's bad, but we still have players going overseas. So would we rather one or two or none? You understand me? And that answers your question on that department. Remember, I'm agreeing with you, and how to improve everything. But what we want now at this time, because remember, they are still getting players overseas, and they're still trying to put some food on the plate. And remember, we can't take away what's going on in Jamaica at this point.
Yeah, me don't want to take away no food from the man. But at the same time, I don't want to give next man false hope.
Okay,
You
okay,
understand me?
okay.
Because false hope, a whole lot of Jamaican footballers has said it already. You see me I say, they not get no help. The development is not there. You see me I say, they go overseas, they don't know what to do. Like, I think that take a more detrimental turn on them mentally than 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 anything else. You see me I say, because I can tell you right now, I don't know how Tyreek McGee feel, I don't know how Lamar Walker feel, I don't know about how none of them man they feel personally. But them have to feel hard done by the football when they learn in Jamaica. And the conditions that them go through to know so them have the talent, but when they go overseas, them have to learn everything over again. Like like for one, control of the ball. You understand what I'm saying, JD?
Yeah.
Like them
So
could have feel them would have feel better if they go to school and say, you know what, mommy did I send me go to school, I could have get one piece of education, and go and wrap my books, and find one job, go be a soldier, police, who know. You understand what I mean, JD?
mhm. Yeah.
You see,
So
that just my take.
yeah, I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, right now, you wouldn't really, you don't want to give them false hope. But are you much more pleased than two? Let me put it a different way then. 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, because we had COVID between that. So
Yeah,
3 years ago, you're much more pleased now on what's taking place, because I saw more Kingston Academy and those guys are doing much more worldwide level drills, and worldwide levels development. Obviously, maybe they don't have the right pitches just the same, but they still have
yeah.
more to give. So are you more satisfied now
Yeah,
than before?
I, we have to be more satisfied because it wasn't what it was yesterday. At the end of the day, you see me I say, that part man, that the part they me understand. Me nah go Jamaica football better. Yes, it better. Yeah, more kids are getting opportunity, but we can't be satisfied with football just because it did better than yesterday. Still not at the level where we need it, where it needs to be. So me I say, like
All
we
right.
can't really. Me don't want give nobody no. Me don't want nobody I feel like say yo me I take where them glory or them shine. But at the end of the day we still can do better. Can do whole heap more better. You see me I say. Not for call out Leon Bailey or nothing like that. But I'm pretty sure there's at least 5 or 6 more Leon Bailey just in the Jamaica Premier League alone. You understand what I say?
Mm-hmm.
If they had gotten the exposure. You understand what I say? You know what I mean? Just the exposure alone. It might not have to go through where it go through. But if a one man from a next place we go see my play upon some green and grass, waiting. And she say, alright, I have the touch. Alright, you have the speed, we can develop up everything else after you. You understand what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
You
Fair
see,
enough.
that just all messy that.
Well, it's still it's perfectly fine. That's why we wanted people to call in, and people from all over, so we can pick people's brain, and obviously other persons listening, because remember, this was a show that actually talked about what certain things, and what we should go about it. And then I heard the man them repeating the same thing, so it tells you that sometimes we even though we think that we are not making a difference, we are making a difference. Yeah, so
No, but
respect for
you're
that.
right. They are listening. They are listening because even when I saw the coach on Money Man channel,
Hmm.
he's saying some stuff. He's saying some stuff that then obviously he's quite informed, and whoever is informing him or he might inform himself or whatever, Like he is very, very informed on the stuff that he's doing. You
Okay.
understand what I say?
Yes.
Very, very informed. Like if it, even if it's a man a talking in him ears, JD, and I tell him something. He can't say nothing when he wasn't made of breast.
All right.
You understand me?
Yeah.
You see? So that was just my take on the
All right.
situation.
Respect and thanks. Yeah. We will have an next show right after, so you can definitely pass through. Yeah.
Hey, one more question. You mind repeating what you were speaking earlier about the coach and the under 17, please?
No man, the coach and the under 17 teens. I some person sent me some screenshots of him and the coach had a conversation. And it comes off a bit one-sided towards like you're trying to shut down the possibility of choosing the best players rather than open the option. Like being professional. And it was so surprising because you're talking to not a nobody, but a person that's known, but not a person that people would consider you to be saying certain things or giving off certain things. So that showcase that you are not really informed or you don't care. You understand me? Like you don't care about the situation, and also parents coming out or what a parent commented under the JFF talking about things that happened in the camp, and then an experience came out and saying, oh, the coach blaming specific people because we had heard the statement before about the coach having problems with the overseas people in the camp, and then a parent came out and said the same thing live. So now I feel a need to talk on it because it's out there and it's not like an apparent that nobody knows. He's a popular person. And he's a person that's helping Jamaica. So you know that it's going to go further. So that's why we call on Mr. Speed, which
You
turned
know,
up
you know what?
and show respect.
Yeah, what's so funny about even watching the other 17 play? They look a bit tense to me. I don't know. I just think they could have been a lot more free flowing and moving. But I don't know, something about them look tense. Like the center halves look tense, timid. You know what I mean? There's only like one or two players that were actually going in hard for tackles, and hey, they were recording and stuff like that, from what I saw. But everything else was a very timid, you know. But hey, I could have sensed a bit of issues between the players.
Oh, and
I
and
could have
he, no,
sensed.
go and watch the interview so you can hear what the guy said. Because he's just talking on behalf of his son. And obviously that's what his son has in his head. So what if that son now turn out to be one of the best footballers 5 years from now? You know what he's gonna think?
But JD,
No, Travis, I understand what you're saying here, but if Travis, we never heard it from him first. He was just the person that came out and said it after. We heard it from other people's parents. You understand me? So, Travis, it's a thing happen and we are not blaming anybody. We just want it to be better. That's all. That's why we said it's a positive video today, Travis. It's not a negative. We are trying to look the solutions to these things because I don't want to go back and be doing videos on the same topic because I'm trying to change the
hey,
image on
JD,
YouTube.
look on Bessa's documentary cover. That is the biggest problem with the office. Right, you see?
Okay. Yeah, but
So I'm knock a man for making money for. But that is a big issue. Not that not supposed to in our federation.
okay.
Like this is a professional run organization and we're hiring teachers. And the man still a holding teaching job, like come on man. And
Well,
that's why we can't
well,
even really
well,
blame the man,
Well,
We can't
Jeff,
blame the
well,
man.
Jeff, what we're gonna collect the information, and then when Mr. Speed can turn up, or whoever in the JFF can turn up, we can ask them that question about the thing, and because I have ways I know to ask the same question because by the rules of what we have in FIFA, we can ask a few questions like why are we still doing this, or what the situation is, or it was a time of need when we never had enough money. We don't know the situation yet, so let's give them a chance to explain that side. All
Yeah.
right.
Understand,
Yes,
understand.
I will figure a way
Yeah,
out to
listen,
get
yeah.
it. All right. Yeah, man. So let me link you back later, Jeff. All right. Big up and thanks for the call. Yeah. Let me take the next call.
No,
Yeah.
Travis.
All right, so guys, 2 hour alone, so I'm gonna call Mr. Jermaine back because he called in. Yes. So Mr. Speed said problem is these pitches are expensive to rent. All right, we have to figure a way out as well. Mr. Speed put in his ideas as well. So we have to just try to figure out a right way that we have more understanding of this thing. Um
Yes, boss
Good
man. Go
afternoon,
ahead.
Mr. Jermaine. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. The only reason why I called in because I heard the guy said, that he was about to get off. I wouldn't do that. That's kind of rude. But anyway, I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, but you know if you call in,
Um,
we just hang up the call and then call you back right after. Not a problem, big boss.
no, man, it's all good, man. Yeah, I get the drift. I just wake up and I tune in and I saw you on, and I was listening. But on the headline, I saw Ivan Toney, which I
Yes.
missed most. I probably missed a lot of the
Yeah,
show.
Ivan
Can
Toney's
I ask
side.
you why?
Ivan Toney's
Yes, can I
side.
ask you what?
England I do the
Yes.
same thing to him. It's a different case, but England they put out in all metrics. Once they do anything, they are putting out. Oh, that simply means he can't play for England again. So that's what they are talking about. But with his cases, he came in and actually plead guilty to at least half of the cases. But he's trying to fight the rest of the cases. So he's going to get a ban. We don't know how much it is. But we clearly know that that's going to take away his rights to play for England because that's how it goes, whether we like it or not. You understand me? So I just
Well,
put it.
I already conclude. I already conclude that they were never going to play him. They
Uh,
just did that
he,
stuff.
he made the team before, so him believe that he could have made it
Listen,
after. But this is an opportunity for
guys
rightfully
thought
telling
they
him
was
can't make
never
it.
going to play him.
Well, no, they
I
have a
was told.
reason. No, they have a legitimate reason to say this is not the persons that they want to use with his image. That.
But
I
yeah,
understand what you're saying, Jermaine, but me just try to put it out there.
that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. Yeah, this is so him and Mason Greenwood. Him and Mason Greenwood. That's it for them. They have that and them. So they're never going to play for the national team again. That's one thing. Um, I never get a chance to talk to you about the. You say you have a next show coming up later on.
Yes, yes, yes.
What? Okay, so what time?
I'm around
What is the next show?
around an hour between this because I have to make the wallpaper, get all of the information them, and then we can come out.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna let you go then, and then I catch back on the next show because I'm off today.
All right,
All
respect
right, because
and
I know you
thanks
got
then.
stuff to do.
All right, all
Yeah,
right.
man. So I'll catch you in the next show.
All right,
Respect.
respect, yeah. So that was Jermaine. And the others calling. Jerome says, JD, I understand that you want to improve, want the image of the JFF slash Jamaica football, to improve the image, all right, improve, but perfume can't mask smell. I understand, and I'm approaching a clean house, but the reason why I'm approaching it so, Jerome 876, you need to listen to me. I don't normally I would come off aggressive, but you can't get nothing done being aggressive. So Mr. Speed is a person that's communicating with us, trying to make sure everything can actually be documented, and at least we know a person here listening that can document it. So we try to make the video, which is our power, to send it to the people, make people know what's up, and Mr. Speed turn up. Obviously, someone let him know that we're live and ask for the information, and we're just trying to get the information. So we are trying to solve things. So it's not like we are trying to out here picking up for JFF. No, we're not trying to clean any image. We're just trying to make sure we make these situations stop, and then automatically it could get better. It could get better because he reached out and said he wants the information so he can put it in together because he said they always do auditing after certain things. Yes, so what we're doing, we're just trying to be more professional. That's all I'm doing. I'm not fighting. I'm just trying to be more professional and more articulative. Island card, how you doing, man?
Yes, speak up, JD.
Yes, so what's your
Um,
take on which one of the matters them you want to argue on? Because Island card sometimes they play.
yes. Alright, right now, the things I'm about to say is nothing positive right now, to be honest. Alright, so why you need somebody from overseas to come and tell us, say, the pitch is not good? You don't have a brain to know, say, the pitch is not good. I want you to answer that question, JD.
All right. That's a good one. But remember, I said when Imir Hallgrimson talked about it, it would have been a good and a bad thing. It would have been a bad thing for people like yourself turning up and say why it have to take a person. But remember, we were already on our channel because it's our channel, me and you and all of our dear ones channel. All right, we were already saying that it takes more than just the JFF to get fields and all of those things because the money that's required to get certain thing done requires corporate sponsors. The persons that we know in Jamaica, because we are right on a lot of things, that move the needle would have always been, sorry to say, but it would have always been an image person. Obviously, the person have to have some education, but most of these looking persons come with their education because they wouldn't left from space to come to Jamaica without education. So it would have always took one of those persons to say something and move the needle because the white people, sorry to say, the white and educated people brings hope in the country. So it changed the needle of sponsorship and those stuff. And I said that at the start. So when he made that statement, I said it's going to be a good and bad. People that's just looking at the immediate effect would think it's going to be a bad and call out the JFF. But I had to say that it would have moved the needle of actually getting sponsors on board because they would believe that he's trying to change things and makes things better. He wants his best outcome. So he wants the best tools to go to work so they can go get behind someone like that. Worst, he has the record to prove that he qualified for a World Cup already. You understand me? So I knew it would have changed moved the needle. So when I heard the clippings for myself, I'm saying, wow, I was spot on. Because this is exactly what Jamaica football needs to actually go forward. Because now you have the man that gives you the better image. Right? And then now you have him saying the things that we know was actually the problem before. You understand me? So it's a double-edged sword there. So I never look at the negatives when he said it. I looked at the positive instant. And I said, people, write down this date because you will see it soon. You will see it soon because people run behind these people a little bit different than how they would have done to a tapper. You understand me? No disrespect to Tapa, but they would run behind him a little bit different. So corporate sponsors will run behind it a little bit different because he has the education, the experience that done it, and he knows what's required to get it done. You get me? And that's why that video that I did on algorithms would have always turned out to be a good video to watch because I said 5 things that he did well that I think can change Jamaica's football and make them qualify. The number 1 thing was Iceland. They're all a togetherness culture. That's what made them qualified. The togetherness. And the one thing Jamaica lacks from 1998 is togetherness. And today, we are talking about the same lack of togetherness. So that's why we wanted this man to come and breed some belief. And the first thing he brought here to show that he makes his own decision. Mr. Speed, not Mr. Speed, the JFF them took out Andre Blake. He puts back in Andre Blake and said he's giving everyone a clean slate. It don't mean him not going to throw out Andre Blake if he does something after. It means he's going to determine what the punishments are for everybody. So everybody can come back. But once you do the wrong thing from this point, you are out. You understand me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, he knows how to build unity. And that is what Jamaica short on for the longest time from 1998. And all the facts are there. All the ex-players are there. Everything is there. That's what Jamaica short up. I think if Jamaica had unity, Jamaica made more than two World Cups since 1998. Just unity. They made more than 2 World Cups since 1998. I believe that. Just unity. Go back and look at every campaign and you realize it was this unity was the biggest problem. Unity, and that's what Iceland built. Everything you remember about Iceland was always the unity that they had. Always. So he has some good things on his resume, and that is something. It's key. And I want to say, based on face value, they made a good choice bringing him over others because that's something that I wanted to be fixed a long time.
Yeah. Alright, next thing though before I go.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Speed, still the under 20 both man and woman,
Mm-hmm.
under 17 both man and woman, and under 15 girl are still so much youth team If him love Jamaica and have the passion and the heart, he should step down. Because I feel so much time. Stick inside the foolishness, no man. Look at the other federation around the world. When their team fail, other people step down. So why Mr. Speed and Ricky and those people cannot step down?
Uh,
Stick inside the foot.
what I'm going to do now, because we are doing things professional, I'm going to read all the situation, and we are gonna attack that conversation, because remember, we don't change, it's just the tone maybe change, don't. So we are gonna look into that, and when he's here, you ask him yourself, but
I
just
will.
yeah,
I will.
yes, all right, and respect Big Boss. Take care, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so let me see. Jero said we can talk about pitches all we want, but I think you are all underestimating the time, effort, and attention to detail it takes to properly build and maintain proper fields. Yeah, that's why we said consult the experts. Trippier was at the World Cup and he was banned. Yeah, but we know that. All right, yes. The sooner Toney is banned, the better. The better, as the ban will include the summer months. All right. So let me see. Where is all right, guys, we have a little time, but let me get you a few of the comments them. Yes. And guys, remember, I'm talking and giving you information on both sides. So I don't want you to leave this video like I'm trying to pick up for people. I'm just trying to get a solution to something, all right? Man always talk about balance like it's a bicycle we ride. We should focus on having the best possible team at all times, regardless of where a player is born. If a man needs balance, go on one leg. All right, big up yourself, Jamaican Guna. We can't give people hands out for 20 years. JFF have been giving coaches hands out, and there has been no improvement. All right. So let me see. All right, where is the next one from my boy? I was trying to get that one. JD, JD, you are fetting a standard ovation for this speech. You're getting a standard ovation for this speech. Okay. Typo. Okay, respect, Mr. First Responder. But remember, these are things that I've said on the video before. But it's the things that actually coming after made us have to look back and said, but damn, we were saying that, and people never really respected what we were saying. Yeah. Said eat a food mentality stayed alive. Real talk island card, they need to step down. All right. Other countries in Concacaf is growing really fast in football in their domestic league, while we find excuses and for poor quality league. All right. If we get Mason and Toney, Jamaica will be unstoppable in our region. I don't jump to say that, because as I told you, it's not just one side. It's bigger. It's a bigger story. Even if you get them, it's not going to be a hands down qualification. Maybe for this time, but not for other years. When you have Mexico, France, Mexico, Germany, Mexico, Canada, and United States involved. Once you have those three, even when you get the best players, remember you still have Pulisic playing for United States. You have Weston McKennie playing for United States. Those are playing at high levels, just like Toney and Greenwood. You understand me? And you have most of their players playing high level football. They are playing high level football, and they have more players continuously going forward. The good thing is we don't have to develop those same quality players. We can just pick them. We can just literally pick them. And that is a big difference. But it's just because we have to pick something and it's like already done. It's like something in our head saying that it's not good enough. You understand me? Because this can't be real. Like, it's too real for us. We can't even realize. We can't even believe it. You understand me? So what United States have to put in place to get it in the end, we can just get it now. We can just go there and get it. You understand me? Yes. So that is the little problem that we have right now. Jason said nobody can tell me that that was the best 20 players we could send to Guatemala. Yes, Tyler Adams. Yeah, Tyler Adams. I forgot because both of them are at Leeds at the point. So Tyler Adams, just to show you that we have competition in the region. So that's why we thought that we needed these people to even have a remote shot to qualify because these guys keep on getting better and better. Before in 1998, go back and check history, you had players playing. Yes, football itself was not at the level now because modern science have not dropped in. I thought modern science came in really into football 2002, 2003. Now it has been, it went up a notch. But modern science really started to take shape 2003, 2004. I would even put it 2002, 2004. All right. So 1998, we had people still going to bars, still smoking, still doing all sorts of things. All right. And you know that's a fact because even Michael Jordan and those guys, they were smoking and those stuff. Hello, good day, big boss. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Yeah. I don't want to disrupt your go making, but I have, a few pointers I want to come in.
No, man. Cover man. We want to talk about it. We want to hear from you, man. Go ahead, my brother.
Okay. Okay. All right. I am not an advocate for someone losing their job or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
because I know everybody has a family to feed.
Yes.
But okay. I heard Mr. Speed, sorry. A few months ago, he was making a point that I looked into it and I said, it makes sense. When it says that our under 17s are not far away from the USA and Mexico, is when they go above 17-year-old, is
Mm-hmm.
when that because they're not playing enough football, that's when the gap really extends,
Yes.
right? Right. So I am saying, with the pool of talent and the effort that was put to come to have a camp in Florida or wherever to look at players, I don't know. I think Marion Garden has to come out, or someone from the JFF has to come out to see why this team couldn't qualify. If you're saying the under 17 should be our best chance to qualify because the gap is not that big, and
Uh, but
we can
based off what you watched, how much of the tournaments that you have actually watched before in your lifetime, like one, two, three? Because I've placed on the screen the most dominant team for the last if because you have to use data to really see how far they are. Based on my eye tests, Jamaican 15 years old, 14 years old are nowhere near Mexico, none at all. Nowhere near United States, none at all. To be honest, even Honduras and also El Salvador could rival that as well. So Honduras, El Salvador, and Costa Rica and Canada could say that Jamaica might not be on the same level as well. But the top two, Jamaica is nowhere near them. The gap is very far. Mexico is top level in youth 17. Nobody even they dominated United States in a different style rather than possessing the ball, but they used pressing to make sure you have to learn how to play out of those triangle traps. So to be honest, I think Mexico, as you can see there, they won in 2013, 2015, 2017, 2019, and then from there they blocked because of the coronavirus, and they returned and they defeated United States and defeated them comfortable as well. So they are literally on their 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth consecutive title. So I don't know if that's not dominance. You remember you have different players keep on rotating, So that's over a decade, pretty much, A decade of dominance, And before that, as you can see, 85, 87, 91, 96. So over 20 years of dominance. How can we say we are close to them? Or nobody's really close to them. That's 20 physical years you're seeing there, And that's, remember, you have two, that's, you can't play it again, So that's 20 physical years of players. Just winning it every single 2 years, 4 years apart, maximum. And then every 2 years it keeps. So every 2 cycles they are winning it back. In 20 years. So how can we say we are close to them? That's not possible. You get me? That's not possible, Big Boss. So I wouldn't say that's a factual statement. Maybe we are close to other teams like the Panama, the Haiti, the Costa Rica, Honduras to a certain level. And Honduras is very good at youth level football. I think Honduras, United States, and Mexico, they are a little bit ahead of the pack. So I don't think we are as competitive as those three teams in the region over the last 20 years.
Okay. All right. I understand what you're saying, but my point that I'm making. I'm going off of what I heard on a show. I don't think it was your show. I heard on a show that the gap is not that big at before on the 17th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I am saying somebody should come out and tell us why we fail, because what I really want to get at, is that there are people in Jamaica saying that, oh, we don't want these rejects, but we don't have the facility. See, they're talking about the football field. We don't have the money to have the kind of field that they have in other parts of the country. Everybody, a lot of the Americans, a lot of the Canadians, they weren't born in Canada. They weren't born in. So why not use the help? We have the resources. If I think that Jamaica has to come in terms that with the infrastructure we have, the money we have, I won't beat JFF on the part that they don't have much money. But what I'm saying, if we can get the help, because they're all Jamaicans, whether they were born there, as long as they have a passport, their generational background is from Jamaica. They're Jamaican.
But Big Boss,
Jamaica,
Big Boss,
Jamaica
exactly where you saying now? Big Boss, what you saying now? I exactly what the show around you. That's exactly what I'm saying now. So imagine you just call in and you say the exact thing what we say over the time. And that we said, the reality. So we have to bring the facts to the people, because what we're trying to do is just bring this bridge. Because we realize it's a problem. Before when I just came on YouTube, people tried to hide that we never had problems. So Simons and everybody kept coming up to tell people that yes, there is a problem. So the way out, because this is how it prolonged, Because back then when I talked about we had problems overseas and local, you had people even on YouTube said there is no problem. The only way you can continue something is when you deny that it never exists. You understand me? So the fact that we know it's a problem right now, we have to acknowledge it and then move on towards fixing it. So today when we brought it forward, nobody on YouTube can deny it anymore that there is a bias and there is a problem from 1998. So that's why we come now trying to get everybody together to see how we can actually fix it. You understand me? And what you're saying is right. This is a part of the solution, just to make people know that yeah, this is the reality. You understand me? Yeah. So continue, Big Boss. Respect.
Yeah, man, JD. So, basically I'm saying if we have this, that was one of the reasons too that I said, if I would accept Mason. I know a lot of people say, oh, we're not taking any England reject. We are not that fortunate to this a small island. We can hardly produce quality players. I mean, take the help. Put away the pride, put away the prejudice. The prejudice. Just take the help. And the only thing I would say to the JFF is that get them at a younger age. You right? So they can do at least 2 cycles of World Cup qualifying. They know each other.
But Big Boss, look now. You just said that. Remember 2 years ago when we just started YouTube, kids weren't coming in at this rate. I can tell you 1000% it's because of YouTube why kids start to come to Jamaica, come and play, because at first people thought that they weren't going to come. You understand me? So you see what happened for this U20, 17s and 20. I think it has actually changed the whole belief system of how Jamaica could be. Because the fact that you have under 17s and you see persons leaving from Canada, United States, coming to want to play, and now you don't have any excuse because man taking up their money and paying for their kids to come. So you don't have to pay nothing. They just turn up here just like the locals. So what are you going to say after that? You get me? So they are making sure to cancel out the excuses. You're going to look at talents and then base it off that. So 2 years ago, we were saying that some of these guys would not want to come because they want to come on when they're old and they can't make England or America.
Yeah.
Now they have we have quality players that's playing in good positive levels. They came here for under 20s. Hutchinson playing in Chelsea damn team, and he said he's going to come to Jamaica. Obviously, people would question if he could make whatever, but you never may know. He's a young kid and he's touted as a high-level quality. He came here wanting to play. The goalkeeper, Clark, he came here wanting to play. Big Clark up front came here wanting to play. Lambakisa came here wanting to play. You saw him making his debut for Wolves. So what Jamaica got in their hands of lately is different level. It's just now we have to just fix this part because the same Lambakisa story. That's why the day on Ryan show I made sure to say a few things when I heard people coming in that said they were there and listening and they were saying that persons showing dissent and all sort of stuff. Conforming was always a part of our problems. We were never willing to conform. And that's why that individual felt so good and okay to say people was actually showing dissent. Why is it you are at the lower level, but yet still someone have to conform to you? You see, you're trying to attain a higher level, and a man have to conform to a lower level to fit in with you. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that actually makes sense. You understand me? Because remember, you want to attain a higher level. It shouldn't mean that you should try your best to fit in to the higher level and they could drag you up the ladder. Well, in Jamaica, it does not work that way. Or at least the 2 cycles, it never worked that way. Yeah, Delano Splat, yes, Delano Splat, yeah. Delano Splat, the situation, yes. Yeah, but I'm just trying to show him the quality of the players them and how we can change it. So this conforming, people need to come here and conform. It need to cut out. If a man have everything, no, let me finish, Carla. Let me finish. I get on. If a man have everything, guys, you're not. Before I usually heard people, you need to come and learn this and eat the food and this and that, brother. You can't force people to do nothing. When Mrs. Shamar them get money, them the Instagram a pose just like the Englishman them, not like just like everybody else. Yeah, and they are doing everything like everybody else worldwide. So why you want the man to take off them shirt and wear marina and make sure them dirty them foot just for class themselves as Jamaican? So why we never penalize Shamar them and Leon Bale them where take a picture on private jet and them stuff there? So you didn't realize that there's some people have to live. So why that become a problem? Why them have to down tools? But when our player gets some money, them a try upgrade. We know see so we approach is like we want the man them to feel like them poor and a suffer. Feel we give them opportunity. That cannot work, man. The mentality need to change, man. Oh, that even makes sense. Why them have to conform? I must ask you why that even makes sense. Why them have to conform and them have to do this? Because me hear it what the coach mouth, the coach for the girl team, him say it already, Oh, them need to come to Jamaica and eat the food and brother. At 2023 we're in, my kid is born in Belgium, never go to Jamaica one day in her life. And me can tell you, if you find an 8-year-old in a Jamaica who know more about Jamaica than her, me pay you. You know why? She can operate a computer at one of the highest level and she interested in a Jamaica. So nobody no need for conform her. She don't need to conform to nothing. She just need to continue educating herself and get closer to the culture automatic. She don't need to do that. That is like we're in 2023 and we need to do 1960s things. It's not everybody approach things the same way. You understand me? Some people will approach it different, but come to a different results. You can't force and bully people into certain things, man. Yeah. So sorry, splat situation. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Yes, Carla. So that is a part of our thing that we need to cut out. That's why we don't want no. That's why for now I don't want no local coach because that is the problem with them. They sell the same conform behavior. Nobody don't even conform. I don't need to go foreign, make $1 billion and come back and go like someone for walk barefoot. Just to prove to you, say, me still Jamaican enough. You must be mad, man.
Yeah.
You must be mad. For what reason? That don't make no sense, bro.
JD, let me make a point too, you see, sometimes pride kills us, because look at this. Look how small Jamaica is. And England didn't have a problem to take our best, because I think two of our best talents out of Jamaica.
Yeah, Raheem Sterling. Mm-hmm.
Raheem Sterling and John Barnes. They don't have a problem to take. So why are we, as a small country, having a problem to take these gems? Because I think the guy from Chelsea, man, that's a gem. And a lot of people don't know that the under 20 keeper that kept for us in the last qualifiers, England intercepted him at the airport and tried to convince him not to come. And the guy decided that he's coming to play. So they are making sacrifices too. Treat them like Jamaicans, bro.
Yes, man. That's why I said I wanted to just do this one video. We don't want to make anybody feel bad, but we have to complete it and then we'll move on to footballing story, because these are things that's coming out. So we want to make sure a person can watch this video and see, say, people almost are just a beg for us. Make we come to some reality, because we want to see crime and violence stop. And the more money we get by winning things, it actually helps Jamaica back. Physical Jamaica, not the man them overseas. It could help the man them overseas as well, because if you do well, you're gonna get a contract somewhere else. So it help you in the end as well. So it help everybody. That's all me say still. So me not gonna act like it help the man them overseas. It help the man them overseas as well. Yeah, but remember, they have the stuff now to give to us. So let we just work with it, man. Yeah, man, Carla, man. Very good point, big boss. Very good point.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna give somebody else a chance.
All right, no problem. Respect, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Very, very good call, people, man. Yeah, man. That's how the night I was so disgusted. Like, what are you talking about? The person couldn't even understand. So these guys are so into their head. They can't even understand what you're saying. And I'm saying, wow, because they're not even listening. So it's good. But I think we have done a good job today. We have 17 more minutes to go. Money is always the excuse. As I said, lowland amateur football in Scotland has better pitches than the JPL. They don't have money to continuously pay to keep it up at that level. But they have the knowledge. So we are going to have to figure out. We are going to get him, Mr. Speed, on the platform. We are going to give him all the information that we have. Get him on the platform, and then we'll give him time to process things, and then properly come here and we can have that conversation. All right, because remember, at the end of the day, we don't want to fight. We don't want to fight with anybody. We want to have better, because we want to watch the games and Jamaica win the games. You get me? Yes. So we want to make sure we have the best possible opportunity to win the games. Yes. All right, Kevin. And nobody in Jamaica or in the diaspora should not accept this behavior from the JFF. Our kids have relatives in Jamaica, and we are Jamaicans, so our kids are Jamaicans also. Alright, yeah man. Guys, we just wanted this video to finish good. Yes, man, I made a mistake with the name, but both of them wanted to play for Jamaica. Both of them, just the same. Alright, but it was a splat situation, yes. Yeah, because sometimes you get in that mood, So in other words, a player have to eat bulla. Yeah, but it was said, and you guys never challenge these people. When they say these madness, you have to get on programs, tell them, say, listen to me, stop it there, man. Stop it there. We want Jamaica to win. Stop this foolishness. You understand me? Stop it. Let me move on from that. It's 2023. We are not cavemen. All right? We are not cavemen. Period. Alright? Yeah, man, we need to stop it, man. And that's why I made sure to make this time so we can have this conversation. Guys, remember, we said to give us a meager 150 likes on the video in the 2 hour. So by the time we coming back later, we can have this one out of the way. So let me see if we pass 150. We have more than 150 people here. We don't even pass 150 and we're already closing on 2 hours. So I don't know. I don't know in the best way we should be saying it to you. You're here. So definitely take your time. If you have missed the like button, get us past 150, if not 200. But we are only going to spend 2 hours, because we're going to take an hour between and then come with a better version video with information. This was a good video just the same, You get me? But this was just something that we had to do. But we have to move on towards football, full conversation. You get me? So you can be educated on that. But definitely it deserves the likes because we're not being disrespectful. We're trying to figure something out. All right, and this is the way going forward. All right. Facts, JD. Splat was really good. One Spence, thanks for being here. Massive respect. Wealth Info said, JD, did you know that the people live in the diaspora know more about Jamaica than the Jamaicans? I wouldn't say that flat out, because I don't want to disrespect anyone. I never had a metric that I gauged it to say so, but I want to say that people outside have to research a lot more. So more than likely, it's possible that people outside know more about the country than people inside, because it requires them to learn more to keep up with the country rather than who is already in the country trying to survive. All right, so that's the way I would put it. Well, info. So you're more likely right. You're more than likely right. You're more than likely right. But we're just trying to find a better way that people can accept it. All right, because we requires it overseas to know about the country, so we do more research than the people inside the country, because they don't necessarily need to do the research because they're there trying to make sure they can make ends meet. So that is the better way to put it. But I would agree with you, and I would not be surprised if people outside know more than inside. Yeah? But you have to look at the condition at the time. Linkman, how you doing, man? Hope all is well, big boss. Said, Jamaica are losing their value. We are the last generation, okay? Al Grimson made it clear we need to lift our standard to meet these overseas players with higher standards. But when I said it, people said I was mad. But no, that is the in thing. So once a man come, say the same thing, him get the respect, Yeah. The Reggae Girls are the template of how to win for the Reggae Boys. Maybe it's a little bit different as well. The coach, to the coach. What's the footballing reason for people having to walk barefoot? That's to Mr. Man. That coached what's his name, man? What's that guy name, man? That said it. He was the coach before this new coach for the ladies team. You know him, man. I had always had problems with him, his behavior, man. People said he's a good coach, Yes, people said he's a good coach, and I'm not doubting that. But that behavior, man, it's just mad. Someone will tell me his name, man. I completely figure. Wait, V, his name start with? What's his name again, man? But it's weird. Yes, Vin Blaine, Mr. Blaine, yes. That's a weird ass statement, But JD, a lot of Jamaicans don't even conform to that standard. But I know that, Danica. But that's what hurt me, because that's just the next step, a next block that we're trying to set. You have to understand that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Danica. That's the next stumbling block that we're trying to post for people to have problems playing for the country. So that's what we're saying. So we're agreeing with you there. Yeah. Javan says sometimes friend ballers are foreign ballers. When them a play all them life till them reach 30, them want to play for us. But Javan, fair enough, that's okay. I want people to challenge that. But the problem for that now, Javan, under 20s and 17s, we have changed that. We have changed that and brought up everyone from youth 17s to come and play for Jamaica, youth 20s to come and play for Jamaica. Even Fuzzy said the 3 best players them that he saw will go places. They are overseas persons. So even the coach that's Jamaican said that these are the players that he was impressed with. They're overseas. So Javan, those are 18 years old and 17 years old, 19 years old. So the 30 don't make any sense nowadays, Javan. So go back and look at what we're doing now. Don't look at look at before. And Javan, go back and read the history. Mikel Antonio, when he was 25, he tried to play for Jamaica. The same thing for Andre Gray. Jamaica turned Andre Gray down. All right. So this 30 years old thing, I've started with the soccer sofa here to show you that in between 2013 and 2016, we had a core group that's doing good business worldwide, getting good results. And as soon as a coach changed to the local side, he shifted astronomically towards the local side when we have people in the best league in the world playing and is winning in the best league in the world, but couldn't actually make a Jamaica team filled with Jamaican local players. You understand me? Because he preferred that. So I respect where you're coming from, Mr. Javan, and we have to deal with everyone. But it's not accurate. It's not accurate. And a numerous amount of fronts. And I've showed you all of those factual statements. Something that you could go and check, Javan. Alright? Yes. So that's not accurate at no point as well. Even from before. We just never knew. Alright? And I know people that never reached 30 came here and played from before. They said that they wanted to come back and play, but never got selected. Even players, they never reached 30 years old, but came back and wanted to play, but never selected because the regime changed. You understand me? The regime changed, so that's why. So, but it's okay, big boss, because we are here to reason. We are here to reason. All right. Roman, how you doing, man? You Mr. Toney. Yes, Toney came out and said that he's guilty on some of the charges, but not all of the charges. And they started to talk about the England thing, about he should not be playing for England. Now his England chance gone and all sorts of madness. You know they stay already because maybe they never wanted him to play from before. JD, Mr. Speed is smart, but it seems like he could use some smart help. Yeah, man. Jason Good said Miran Garden blaming certain players for a goal that lost the game proves his inability to coach at youth level. Win as a team, lose as a team. That's coming from Jason. All right. Owen, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Owen, this is just a one video, brother. A one video. JD, you have to understand he's a different texture. Okay. All right. Yes, yeah, man. That's all. There's a reason with it, man. You get me? We just wanted to do this video so we can move on to other quality videos. Them. Don't worry yourself, man. The overseas players, local based, bad people, family soon start pull up and. All right, let me leave that alone. All right. Yes, man. Vin Blaine, different man, and I can't believe people listen to him talk with that story and really think that he's making sense, with a straight face and don't laugh. When I heard it, man, I'm dying with laughter, hard at work, JD, late, but checking in. Yeah, man, it's okay. You guys checked in after. I think this was a good video. Mr. Speed chime in, give his part, and he clearly realized that we deal with it more respectful. We're not trying to disrespect anybody, and this is how the channel will go from this point. All right, Humble One and Vin and Mr. Wait no again, them ban people from come on my channel, So Humble One and Irie Vibes, can I have Mr. Speed on the channel? Let me know, because you guys are the two owners of the channel. Make sure when you're done, I'm gonna give you my light bill and you can pay it. Humble One and Mr. Irie Vibes. I know a couple man outside that know the national team player they can list the entire Liverpool squad though. Okay. No, I got what you're saying. All right, so we have Travis here. Travis, let me hear Travis say here. Travis, all those players you talk about was the Captain Burrell president, bro. Not this president. No, but I know Travis. We are connecting all the problems, Travis. So we wanted to stop. No, we needed to stop. And we admit that this current JFF doing better, because they have fixed some things, but they still lagging just the same, Travis. That's how we're saying. So we both could be right, and we're not trying to be right. We all want Jamaica to win a damn game and be competitive. That's how we want, Travis. That's how we want it. We think all of we want the same thing. Sorry guys, maybe I was wrong. I think the system need to change. Yes, man. Javan, that's why we said we are read out the comment and we now try to bash you. We are trying to lead with information rather than aggression. Yes, you can have Mr. Speed on the show. We need answer. Okay. Iman Arrival's own the channel now, you know, the one number one, you know. Alright? Hey JD, I feel it was Ivan Toney Algrimson had the very negative contact with. Okay, he never said that, so we are not going to start at Baggio. I am not he never said it outright, you know. So I am not going to, you know. But tell you what now, Baggio. You see, for him, once he's coming back, after that, he has to write an apology letter, you know, and explain why he wants to play this time around, you know. Yes, all right. All right. So, Baggio, big up yourself, man. Thanks for being here. Harvey Blair at Liverpool U20 declared for Jamaica already. Ooh, that's nice. I am willing to bet. Okay, but I've never said I said I don't know. So maybe you know. And you need to just share it to me so I can be more educated on the matter, sir. Alright? Yes. Well, tell you what, they don't want him to play for England at this point. So let me put that out there. And they're saying it loud. They're saying it loud, alright? So that so at least England don't care. They come out and say it loud, alright? Yes. So guys, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna chop up the next video that we're gonna be doing, because we cover the U20s for girls coming up. We want to know what Mr. Speedham doing to improve that as well. We covered Bonnie Shaw and ladies football as well. Then after that, we covered the Trinidad situation coming up, what that entails, who is going to be selected, and then we even touch further on the Mexico game and how impactful that will be. So I think we have covered a lot in these 3 videos. You see, when we don't fight, you know, we get a lot of things done, you know, out there, and then we can see them happening inside Jamaica, so we can see that at least what we're saying makes sense, you know. Yes, man. So we did a lot of things, man. Yes, so I hope the channel will stay like this. It will just grow after, you know, once we can avoid the fights. So guys, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe. We have 150 people here. I'm not asking if 50 of you guys don't subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. We need what? We need 50 more subscribers, around 40 more to reach 4,000. Alright, and if you're going to subscribe over here, make sure to subscribe over the Imaxit as well, because everything connected. So when you get a Jamaican series, at least other people play in the tournament, so you will get the entire tournament and the Imaxit as well. And that's what I do as well, you know, so it gives you a much more good understanding. So for the youth 17s, like 2 man called me and said, oh yeah, number 10 was the best thing in the tournament. And I said, where you heard that from? See, man, everybody in Jamaica talk about it. Best thing in a tournament. And I said I listed at 20. I went up to 30. And the number 10 would not even make the 30 best players in the tournament. So clearly, he never watched the tournament after Jamaica went out. Or he never even watched the tournament at all. He just heard that that player was the best thing. But I've named, even in his same position, more than 7 to 10 players that played way better than him in that. But he said, oh, so he made the first 11. Then I educated him on the first 11 to say that the bigger teams, they are not strategizing to win best 11 things. So you had Barajas, those guys weren't getting much game time to make the best 11. They were just rotating and doing their thing and had better stats than him as well in the same less time played. You get me? But because they never spend much time, they weren't going to make the listing. But they are going for the entire tournament. All right. So you had Navarrete, Romero, Carrillo, Figueroa. That's at Liverpool. Lamele looks good. Then in Camacho looks seriously good. You have Udias, Alvarez that scored the first bicycle. All of those players are on Mexico team, you know. Maybe just United States Figueroa there, but you have a lot. Medina from United States, you remember that one. Bello from Canada, you remember him. Omezi from Canada, you remember him. Seriously talented. Njai looked like a good player as well. So when you look at the entire listing of the players, you could be naming all sorts of players. So that's why it's good to watch an entire tournament, and that's why I've always had the information to to give you, so it's good to subscribe to both channels, because what that does, that kind of help your knowledge going forward, not to stick on Jamaica. So when you are improving Jamaica, because when you know the truth, now you can say, no man, we have to get better players. You get me? But if people try to hold you down to that because they want one agenda to push. So me go there and get all those best players in the tournament to come and show you. And then you go and check for yourself, and then we have that conversation. So it educates you on what we truly need, not the perception of what people trying to give you. Alright? So that is the reason for me. Make Spade know all the girls that went to Australia and are eligible to be picked, should be in the squad. Don't let another Jody Brown situation happen. Alright. Up and running said Carvel Stewart want all the sports and and the national team held to held by Harbourview Football Club. Alright. Spade don't have nothing to do with the female team selection. Donaldson picked him team. Okay, we never said he had anything to do with it. All right. Roman said, JD, there was a Costa Rican player from the U20 went to England. Yes, not one, two. Aguilera and Bennett went to England. Aguilera is still at Sunderland. No, Bennett is still at Sunderland, and he was one of them that signed the actual thing to prove that people can sign from 17. All right. So he was the one that Bennett signed from 17. And goes to Sunderland, but the Premier League and it's a combination of things. He plays in the national team. He was the one that assisted the goal against New Zealand to qualify Costa Rica for the World Cup. So he has a bigger reputation to say that he's legitimately a professional football, because when FIFA brought in that rule, it was not to hold down people. It was just to prove that you're not trafficking kids. That was the sole reason for that rule. All right. Yes. So Bennett left from 17 because he plays for the national team. A lot of games, scored goals, assisted in high-profile games. So he had that on the record. Yeah, Costa Rica is below the 50 ranked at the time. He's at the World Cup, and they still went out and paid the exceptional package for him, which is over 1.2 million pounds. They paid 1.3 million pounds for him to go there, and he signed at 17. All right. Yes. So it goes to show you that if you're exceptional package, don't make people fool you. They pay the money for you. We saw that more than 7 times this time. 7 times in 2 years. We saw that with young kids. They have signed 7 different transfers. So if you are special, excuse is not needed. You will get signed tomorrow. All right. So don't follow people on the madness. All right. Yes, I heard a coach from 80 saying their next U20 team is another super team. Yes, it is true. It is true, because I have people that give me the information. School old boys and a few clubs give the local coaches money to pick. I don't know about that, big boss. All right. Jamaica number 8 is the only player that could make top 10 in his position. I will have to go back to the paper and see that, all right? Because top 10 is a lot of players that perform better. Warren Webster said, JD, we will not win consistently without including the diaspora. Ask the senior women's team, period. All right? When we see a local coach get any time, just know we going to fail. All right, 3 away from 50. Okay, so we can make it 200 then, no problem. All right. JD, where is Stevenson? JD, he got three contract talks, 1 in Europe and 2 in the MLS. I am not 100% sure what happened to him as yet. But they are saying that he's trying to focus on development. So he might choose the MLS one over the European one. I don't know why, but I'm going to give you the information, all right? And later, we are going to put the top 50 young kids worldwide and the top 50 kids in the Concacaf, so you actually know the actual talented kids from 15 to 20 in the region, all right? I know them because Giovanni knows them, because we always, Chris Smith know them, because we always talk about them. So JD, Whisper soon gone then. I don't know about that. The situation is, if they wanted to pay that, they would have paid it. That's what I'm trying to say to you. So I don't want to hear about any additional story, because I have the facts here, the literal proof. So why would I cement myself down to madness? You get me? People can pay the money, and they go there, you know? Yes, so that's why when people talk, I just said, all right, let me calm down and me explain to you. You get me? Players gone, players moved. That's why I told Dr. Gigi yesterday. So then, what are they doing? Fighting against Jamaica because Costa Rica sent 2 players, America sent 7, Canada sent 3, Mexico have 1, 2. Mexico have young kids. So what? What do you mean? They might fight against the Concacaf? That don't make no sense. You understand me? JD, you think some of these xenophobic people have the ability to change their mindset? Yeah, no. No and yes, but we can forcefully make them. That's why we have Mr. Speed and those guys that are in charge. And once you make their food come off the table, they have to conform something that they never wanted to do, because they are scared of other people, because they don't like different challenges. That's why they don't want other players them to come in. It's because of different challenges, you know? Yes, so they will have to forcefully change. Right. Keyword is, if you're special. So Jamaica people, wake up. When we talk about special, yes, that is just the truth, because we can't tell lie. It's physically there. You go and look for yourself. The guy signed, and obviously we put other things in it, but realistically, when you watched him play against Jamaica, him carve up everybody, included Jimenez and everybody. Him just a walk past people. Him a walk past the next guy over the left back side. I forgot his name. Yeah, him just a walk past everybody. Luckily, he catch an injury in that tournament. Hence why he never played out the rest of it. And because he was needed for the main team as well. So they kept him in Cotton Wool to ship him off back, because they had the qualifiers after. Because them no say Whisper is a wonder kid. And the first team coach say, if the first team coach did say something like that, they would have paid the $10 million for him now. And he would have been there. Simple as that. Or they would have signed him for something. So clearly, by the letter of the law, nothing no go so. By the physical proof of reality, without even getting an answer from, you don't even, for things like that, you don't even need people to answer you, because the facts is there. You go on FIFA, read it. You go on English Premier League, read it, and it don't make no sense. So those conversations, you don't need to ask or talk to someone else. You just push it off the table. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. All right. Stevens JD is the best 18-year-old striker in the CFU. Yes, definitely he's the best, and best in the region. Yeah. And he's going to move. We will let you know when he moves. Wait till the bids out, all out. A few go run some. Wait till it bids out. All of you run, come chat off your mouth. What are you talking about, Marcus Messiah? I don't know. And I'm kind of at the end here. JD, I would pay to see Butler come on your show, because you being no nonsense. No, I spoke to him a few times, you know, and I gave him his credit where it's due, but I asked questions. He just have a tendency to not answer no question. You understand me? Yeah. Yeah, it was Rochester. Oh my God, he made Rochester look like he never played football a day in his life. You understand me? Good Lord, the man chopped up Rochester around 14.5 times. It was a mistake when Rochester touched the ball. The one time it goes out for a corner. Go back and watch that 20 game. Costa Rica versus Jamaica. And then you see what quality super players are. Alright? The man chop up Rochester. My God. Even though Rochester could be still dreaming about that, man. Go back and watch the game. It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Yes, man, it's on YouTube. Go and watch it, man. Go and watch it, and you know why they pay 1.3 million for him. All right, him chop, the man chop. Oh my God! Wonder Kids, according to the Butler fan channel, a lot of this and a whole of nothing sport. Oh God, Lord God, Giovanni. Siobhan Hutchins, big of yourself. Thanks for being here. Bennett and Jedi has done good things. Of course, the man's in the name already, man. The man them already in the folklore there. More, I would say more of Bennett, because he qualified for a World Cup. He qualified his team for a World Cup because he was the one assisted the goal. You understand me? So he qualified his team for a World Cup. All right. Yeah, man, humble one. Yeah, no, but Raman, when we talk, we want to send people, Raman, so we not go lie. We want to send people for people to see what we are talking about, the reality. You go there and watch it. So now you know who the kid is. Him chop the life out of the brother, man. I am very sorry, but we're not laughing after the kid because it was a lesson learned. But I'm just saying that's the reality. If you go there, you're going to see the exact thing that we're talking about, all right? Yes, so guys, we're not badding you up, all right? We know chop the line and the likes them and chop the line and the views. Thanks very much for another successful stream. As what we said, we need 5 more members to become the 25 members strong army. All right, we just started the member shout out for what, like around 2.5 weeks, and we get almost 90 members. So thanks everyone that became a member. All right. Make sure we can get 5 more members. It takes nothing to become a member, and we have some things coming for you guys, the members. So all right, we're almost back to where we were. We had 24 members with 20,100 subscribers, and now we have 4,000, and we have almost 20 members. We have 90 members. That is incredible. That means we are doing even better than before. Wow. The numbers doing better than before, the members doing better than before, and even the contents got better, and people understanding even got better. So we have done our job. All right, JD, do you think we know how to handle and develop the talent we have? Well, that's a part of it. Then we have Mario Williams said, JD, another thing to monitor is a possible weekend teams from France, Canada, and Spain for World Cup. All right. You need to contact me, no man, and then we can look at that. Don't wait till it busts out on YouTube. That's when most people get football news. I get inside news. So what are you talking about, Marcus? What are you talking about, Marcus? For me, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who you're arguing with. Okay, all right. I have the privilege of sitting after Sunday football and hear Paul Teagat Davis, Seba, and more people. We wish to not say, and hear a lot of things. And Steve Buckner. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. All right, I would love to learn. All right. All we're saying is we don't need it because facts are there, Marcus, in terms of Wonder Kids and who is doing things. Money, people take up their money, they don't need to hide. All right, yes, and we stay by that. JD, you said I am the owner of the channel, so at least deserve a wrench now. No, you need to become a member first. Damn it, you need to become a member first. Can you give me rules? You don't put dollar, you don't pay your light bill, you don't do nothing to the channel, you don't oversee the chat. Yes, you did oversee the chat, so we can give you 1 point. You need to pass a couple points first. Bad man, humble one, and then you get the wrench. You know, yes. But you're in a good part because you call we out, which we like that. Because we want to stay grounded. We're not big-headed, even though my head is big. Alright, so guys, big up yourself. Thanks yet again for a great one. Massive respect. We're going to be seeing you back in an hour. We have a next program that is much more informative. Mikhail, thanks for the subscription. Massive respect, man. And thanks yet again. Let me keep it like this every stream. We're on TikTok and are the best streams that we ever have. So TikTok are the worst thing ever happened to Jamaica. Yeah, man. Peace out.